Hello, namaste. This is Gilles Mansillon, and I thought I'd come back to you today to finish this series of tutorial about the tarot. And today I thought I addressed the positive and negative aspects. Sometimes there are arcanes that may propose some negative, if it's an outcome or something. It is very difficult just to stay with that feeling. Of course, when you choose a tarot deck, you're gonna the first tarot deck, the first book you read, the first way you learn the tarot is a bit like the first language you learn, and so it kind of stick with you. And so we have a tendency to read. I have the tendency to read the tarot through the first deck. The first book I read about the tarot, which is through Tarot of Thoughts, the Aleister Crowley deck. And so I have a tendency to interpret the tarot in relationship to this original learning that I had. And so in Aleister Crowley's book, there is called the Mirror of the Soul. There are kind of go ahead and investigate the certain cards on how to find out more about certain cards, mostly positive, but some mostly negative, but positive aspects as well, in order to get a better understanding of what the reading is about. Also, if you read for someone else, to always take the time to put the person comfortable, to take a few deep breaths, ask the person to empty his or her mind, and then when they mix the card, just ask them to concentrate, focus on the question, that which is most important for them to be answered. For when we ask the tarot, it's because we need clarification about the subject, or there are certain things about our life we do not see yet. I do not use as much the tarot as I used to, because I feel I have so much information that comes to me in every moment that the tarot is still good to get clarity on certain subject. It is a very powerful tool, but do not use it to make essential life decisions. You can use it as a reflection, but see how it feels in your heart before you make a decision. Do not let someone else, if someone else reading the tarot for you, to make those decisions for you. Just take the information, and whatever works for you, just use it. And the same way with this tutorial, I hope what I'm going to explain about the cards will have meaning for you, and you'll be able to use it, and will increase your ability to enjoy this creative process. So I'm going to turn the card here, and let's see if I can. Oh, sorry, I'm not really an expert in. Voilà. So first, in the Aleister Crowley, there are black and white cards. So this black and white card, you can leave them, or if you have a Aleister Crowley deck, or not use them. For me, the white card is always about mystery. So whatever the place of the white card falls in is something the universe wants to keep a mystery. And this card is a power card I use, but it is very personal. I'll let you discover the meaning of those cards later for yourself. There are two cards in two major arcanes, the 22 major arcanes. There are two cards that needs additional information. The first one is the Fool. The Fool here is it's very much a card of a card that better, yeah, maybe. So the first thing, the Fool has gone through the whole process of life and is returned to the beginning. He has mastered fear. So basically, the first question you wanna ask when you have the Fool is what is the tiger of fear? What makes you afraid? And so what makes the person afraid? Or what's the so you may pull another card on top of it. Then you may want to ask, what does the tiger of fear looks like? What does the fear looks like? And pull another card. Then the Fool also imply a quantum leap, a leap into the future, and so you may pull a third card on it to ask what kind of quantum leap do we need to make. And the final card that you may want to pull, the fourth card over the Fool, would be where would your heart call you to go, or where the questioner or yourself in relationship to the situation. Then the other major arcanes are very just like plain. They all say they give out their own message. The other card that needs the other major arcanes that definitely needs some explanation is the number 13, which is I don't even well, it kind of disappeared here. Oh, here it is. It is the hangman. So the hangman is a loss of power. It is like a Christ upside down with an ankh reverse, the eternal life reverse, with the snake that represents sexuality and life power that is completely lost. And so when this card comes up, it is about surrendering whatever got you there in a way. And it's like so it is very much about letting go of something, and so you want to pull another card to see what happens when this letting go has happened and the power is restored. So you want to pull another card over the hangman if you wish to explore further. Those other cards, those may be a bit disturbing, but it's hard to pull another card over the Tower of the Devil because they're already a major center of power in terms of a revelation. Then the rest of the card comes in like about the four major elements, which is fire, water, air, and earth. And so the fire is represented usually by wands, and here, like the Ace of Wands, is a significant power increase. It is very much a card. It is the sacred fire, the power, and so it is after the sun. It is the second most powerful card in the deck. And so when this card comes out, you may want to ask yourself, where do I want to go with this power? Because it's kind of putting your hand on the light, but the light is like so powerful it can blind. And so you want to direct this power, and so you may want to pour another card, although it's a very positive cards. You still want to maybe investigate or where you want to direct this energy, or when you ask for someone else. Then of course Dominion is the centering of this power. The Three of Wands is the card of virtue, of purity, it's like an open window, something better. But when it comes to virtue, there is always, you may want to pull another card on top of it just when the Three of Wands comes out, to find out what area of virtue do you need to develop, what is what needs to be addressed or improved, because there is always improvement to be done. Purification is a never-ending story, and the more pure we are, the closer we are to what we are looking for, the lighter our life becomes, and the more pleasant life also becomes. Then the Five of Wands is a strife. It's like unfulfilled desire. So when we have unfulfilled desires, that means it leaves us in an uncomfortable position. So the idea with this card is to retreat to something that is attainable and give us a chance to relax and enjoy things that are attainable, that brings us joy and happiness, and then we will what we desire that we couldn't get, if we leave enough time, we may be in a position to receive it without having to strive for it. And so it is Saturn in Leo. And so you want to pull another card to address the fact of how to replace this desire, or what happens when we move into some alignment that allows the order to be restored until the desire can be fulfilled. Then the Six of Wands is another card that can be explored. It's usually in most tarot deck. It represents victory, and so it is a very positive card. It is, but then you may want to ask, what is the victory? What is it you want to achieve? And so you pull another card to find that out, and then you may want to pull another card to say, well, what does it look like, that which I want to achieve? So you pull another card, and then you may want to pull another third card that is about what helps you to victory. What can help you to fulfill that victory? And then the Seven is about strength, swiftness, courage. And then the Ten of Wands is another card that we may want to investigate. It's card of oppression. When we are oppressed, it's because we haven't addressed something. We haven't. So it is about addressing something. Until it is addressed, there will be no resolution, and there will be oppression. The energy, we won't feel comfortable with it. So it is about addressing issues. So once this issue is addressed, it's usually within our realm of understanding what we need to do when we get this card, is to pull another card to see what happens once the opposition and the oppression stops. The king, the queen, the prince and princess here, the figure cards. There is nothing to add over that. You can of course do anything you want. It's all within. I mean, there is no limit to what you can ask or how you should ask that. It's just giving you advice from my own experience in relationship to that deck. But usually the figure cards are very clear in terms of what kind of message they bring or what kind of influence they contribute to the reading. And then comes the water with the ace of heart, the Holy Grail, and the exchange of love, and then the intimacy, abundance. Then the Four of Cups is something that the intimacy has kind of grown into like more emotion, and so it is the moon in Cancer, so it is very charged with emotion, and sometimes this emotion can become a bit overwhelming. So you want to keep them contained, not contained, but you don't want them to be to overflow and reach us if they're not. If they're not purely positive, you don't want them to reach outside of you to have negative influence. So you want to pull another card to see how to guide you, and because the tarot is about guidance, and so you want to find out what to do about keeping those emotions in balance. Then the Five of Cups is often about disappointment, like unfulfilled desires or unfulfilled expectations, things that we expected but we didn't get. And so those disappointments first, that happens in life, in this earth life. And so there are three questions you may want to ask when you have the Five of Cups, regardless of what deck you are using. Is what are the disappointments? Then you pull a card. Then what have you learned from those disappointments? And the third card that would say, how can I prevent those disappointments? And so you can cover the subject and have a better understanding of the situation. And the Six of Cups is about great pleasure and memory. Then the Seven of Cups is debauchery. It's called debauch, and it's about overaction. It's about too many options. It's about losing the pleasure that we found in the Six, but because we become overactive. So if this card comes up, you may want to just consider the fact that things needs to be slowed down, and so when things slow down, you can pull another card, and then you will return to something else. But basically, it's about slowing down in order to regain a sense of self and return to a way of appreciating the pleasures of life one at a time, rather than being faced with 20 doors and always feel that no matter which door you go, it's the wrong one. Then the Eight of Cups is about the opposite. It's about indolence. It's about laziness. It's about being unclear emotionally. So you put depending on in relationship to the other cards as well. But it's about emotional unclarity. So it needs another card, because once it needs a reaction. It's about indolence. It's about So once this stops, what happens? Well, it needs to stop, but then once it stops, you want to pull another card to encourage you, to encourage the person you're reading for to see a way out of that, in a way. And then the Nine of Cups is about happiness, dream come true. The Ten of Cups is satiety, bliss and abundance. Then those beautiful figure cards. And the Ace of Cups is clarity. The Ace of Swords. Swords are the most difficult cards to handle in the tarot. They are the mental realm, and so the Ace of Swords is about the pure clarity, how to cut through things, peace. The Second of Swords. The Third of Swords is about sorrow. So sorrow is about grief. It's about everybody knows what it. Maybe not everybody knows about love, but everybody knows about grief. But grief is just a temporary construct. You should not want to hold on to it for very long. So it is about addressing things. Once again, it's about facing certain things. It's about healing. It's about forgiving. And so you want to pull another card on top of it, and so to find out what happens beyond that experience, because it is only temporary. Expansion. The Five of Swords is also a card that may or may not need you to pull another card on, but it's about the reflection on some situation that's called defeat, that relates to something past. That means the universe had set up something for you, but you couldn't make it, and so you feel like you've defeated. But it's only a matter of patience, because whatever challenge that's been placed before you, if it's meant for you to succeed at, you will be facing the same situation again. It may take a different form, but so defeat is quite an illusion. It's just a delay, setback, so to speak. Then there is science and logic. The Seven of Swords is a card that also needs some more clarification. It talks about fear, doubts, and futility, it's called here. And so it is very much about, it's a dead center, basically. There is really nothing to gain with that. It's the ego mind that's kind of trying to lead you in the wrong direction. And so you want to pull another card and eliminate that, all those futilities as soon as possible. And so the Eight of Swords is about interference. Interference is also about delay. It means that your will is not directed where it should be. So because it is distracted, there is delay until the will comes back. The same thing when you're expecting something, either in business or romance, or if the will of the other people involved in the situation are not there, you're going to have to wait until everybody goes in the same direction for things to happen. And so Aleister Crowley, when this card comes out, teaches us that we may want to pull 3 cards to see 3 possible outcomes that would come out of when the interference ends. Then the Nine of Swords is also a difficult card. It is it's called cruelty, and it is about blaming yourself for things you believe you have done, and so it's like self-punishment, and this is absolutely unnecessary. It's just part of the whole construct of the duality world that we live in, and so it's just an illusion, once again, from the ego. You want to pull another card on this one. It's very important to figure out, because all those dark things are just veiled and illusions, and so you want to see what's behind it, and so you pull another card to see what happens when the cruelty ends. The Ten of Swords is probably the most appears to be the most negative card in the tarot, but it may be a very positive card as well if you look at it from a clarity understanding point of view, where when this card comes out, it's just like you have no choice but to face your deepest fear, your greatest fear. And when you face your greatest fear, your deepest fear, then a clarification comes in. It's like, because fear is an illusion that's here to show you something, and so once the fear has delivered its message, then it disappears and you move on to something else. So it is important not to be afraid of your fear, but to address them and to release them. And then we have the figure cards, and then the final elemental suit is Earth with the disc here, the Ace of Disc, which show inner and outer success. The card of luck called change. This is like absolute blessing when you get it. Then the three is working on yourself. Then power and discipline. And then this one, you want to pull the card of worry. It's the five of. It's called the Five of Disc, and it's about worry. Worry is about projecting an unwanted future into your consciousness, that or fear or lack or it can talk also about lack of finances. But when you feel that or you get this card, it is a sign to reconnect to your abundance and to not allow your limited mind to create a future that is unwanted for you. So it is very much something that needs to be let go, and so pull another card on top of it to see what happens beyond the worry, because worry is basically mental pollution. It's projecting something that's unwanted into the future, and why would you want that? There's no reason to even envision for 1 second something that would happen in the future that would be unwanted. If that happens, just make another choice, choose another future, look at something parallel that would be a lot more enjoyable to receive, and then the worry will disappear. And so it is followed by the card of success, which is material abundance and prosperity, the moon in Taurus. When here we have Gemini, we have Mercury in Taurus. But those are just what Aleister Crowley wrote, but it's not like there's no absolute on that level. Then another card that may need some clarification is the Eight of Disc. 1, 2, seven of disc, I'm sorry, seven of disc that is called failure. It is not like defeat, because defeat looks back at something that is past and wasn't achieved, when this card is fear of failure for something that has not happened yet. So it is, you want to remove yourself from that idea that you could ever fail. Whatever you're going to do, if you don't succeed, you will try again. And so there is no failure, there is just lesson to be learned. And so remove yourself from this idea of failure and pull another card on top of it. If this card comes up, that will clarify it for you. Then the card of prudence and gain, and all the other cards are positive, and there is nothing much more to say. So I hope this little tutorial was interesting. If you have any question, do not hesitate. I'll be happy to answer them, and I wish you much enjoyment in reading the tarot or doing anything else you like to do. Namaste.